We have some blizzard-like conditions right now across the metro. You can't even see out of the camera. And it's only getting worse. Right now, thousands of people in our viewing area are out of power. KCP&L is reporting at least 21,000. Westar has around 11,000, but a lot of that is spread throughout the state. They also say that crews need a little bit of extra time to get out there and get the work done to get those repaired, as you can imagine, because of the weather. We've got team coverage starting with Chief Meteorologist Gary Lezak. Gary, what are you seeing on the radar?
Well, Dia, we're in the middle of the storm still. It's going to start tapering off in about 2 or 3 hours, but another 2 or 3 inches of snow on top of 4 inches already here on the plaza. So that means that we'll probably end up with 5, 6, or 7 inches of snow total. Some areas more than that. This is our Children's Mercy Skyview. The snow just let up slightly there. 4 or 5 inches of snow out there as well. And our current temperature is down to 27 degrees in Kansas City, 29 downtown, with temperatures dropping below freezing. It's not going to improve much until the road crews get out there. Here's the storm center off to the south and east. The white is the heaviest snow, and it's still right over the southeastern half of the city. So around 3 Trails Crossing, 71 Highway 470, I-49, 435, very heavy snow there, what used to be called the Grandview Triangle. And you can see that heavy snow is now heading towards Warrensburg, Marshall, Harrisonville, where you guys will pick up a quick 2 or 3 inches of snow. You can see it's 27 degrees in Kansas City, 27 degrees there to the west. And this is the problem, 43-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 39-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So Kansas City has the strongest wind gust now. The wind should come down just a little bit after dark, but it's going to continue most of the night. We do have a blizzard warning in effect for another few hours, and Dia, it's very dangerous outside, and of course we'll get ready for the 5 o'clock news to keep you updated.
Thanks for that, Gary. This weather is causing KCI to delay or cancel several flights. Fly KCI is reporting more than a dozen cancellations already, a handful of delays too. We need to stress to you that before you head to the airport, if you're leaving or have someone arriving, check your flight status beforehand. In fact, in just the last few minutes, KCI announced there will be no arrivals at the airport right now because the visibility is so poor. I mean, it's down to less than a quarter of a mile. So right now, no planes are arriving at KCI. We've got 41 Action News reporter Andres Gutierrez there live. Andres, you've talked to some folks. It's getting pretty bad up there.
Yeah, absolutely. It is, Dia. We're at Terminal B right now here by the Southwest check-in counter. While the airport is closed, the airfield is, well, the airport is actually open, but the airfield is closed. To tell us more about that is Justin Meyer, the Deputy Director of Aviation here at the airport. Justin, tell us, how did you guys come to this decision?
About 2:30 today, we had a few pilot reports that runway visibility was only about 1,000 foot, less than a quarter of a mile, which means that not necessarily safe to operate. So the airfield is currently closed to arrivals. Our snow crews continue to be out there sweeping and plowing to make sure that as soon as visibility increases, the airfield can reopen.
Earlier you were telling me that you guys kind of alternate runways. Just talk to us about that.
Certainly. We have 2 primary runways, both of them north and south, the east side and the west side. And so what we'll typically do is we'll have one runway that's closed as we're sweeping and plowing that runway, and then we'll flip-flop, open that one that's just been cleaned off and go and close the other one that's accumulating snow and get that one clean. That's usually worked during a weather event, but as this snow is coming down at such a quick rate and as visibility has degraded to the point it has, that's the current status of the airport.
What's the impact to travelers right now who are trying to make it out of here?
Well, flights have been canceled. We've seen American Airlines proactively cancel most departures for the rest of the day. Southwest has made some of the same. Most of our airlines have done the same, in fact. What we're seeing now is that most arrivals for this evening are scheduled to operate, and we hope to have the airfield open in a timely manner for that.
What will be the ripple effect for tomorrow?
It'll be difficult for tomorrow. This is such a peak travel period that flights have been booked and fully booked up, so there's not a lot of capacity on existing flights. So it will be difficult for passengers that are holding tickets on flights that have been canceled to be reaccommodated. We're encouraging everyone to speak directly to their airline as soon as possible if their flights have been canceled so they can be reaccommodated easily.
Great. Thank you so much, Justin. Again, this is as the roads to the airport are extremely treacherous. It was nearly whiteout conditions as we were coming up to the airport. The other thing that we wanted to point out is that all the Kansas City area Starbucks are also closing as of 5 o'clock this evening. So again, you want to stay indoors, stay hunkered, and as these folks are trying to figure out what their travel plans are. Reporting live at KCI Airport, Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News.
Andres, thanks for that. Right now, we have Lori Ariano with KDOT on the phone. Lori, your crews have been out. It's been a few hours into this storm now. How are things going?
Boy, I tell you, I just got off the phone with one of our supervisors. He's highly experienced, and he said he's never seen anything like this. His words are, we're struggling. I asked him what the plan is. They're working to keep 2 lanes open on the highways. He is expecting the main highways, he is expecting that they will likely stay open. 2 lanes is about the best they're going to be able to do. And they're going to be working all night. Biggest problem is just that blowing snow. So, again, the drivers are doing a great job heeding the warnings and staying off the road. We just need them to stay off the road if at all possible so we can keep working.
So before this storm came, you guys were talking about upping your crews, having more people to rotate in and out. Are you guys strained as far as personnel yet?
No, we're doing fantastic with the crews we have. We've got over 1,200 drivers working across the state today. Obviously, more is better, but these guys are just working so hard. And they've been out there since before daylight today. They're going to be working all night. We know this is what we've got to do. We put everything at this when we've got these storms come in. And this is not the time that we sit and wish we had more. This is the time that we get out there and we do with what we've got, and we make sure that we keep those roads as open as we can.
Gary Lezak was talking about it could be 2 to 3 more hours of this. Snow is falling about 1 inch per hour. Are you anticipating that this is going to be really an all-night, maybe even an overnight job for you?
Absolutely. We're planning. We've already got the night crews planning to come in, and they're going to be working all night. As the storm passes through and the winds die down, we can continue to move that accumulation off, and we can start to treat for ice as it starts to get dark and the temperatures drop. We want to make sure drivers understand bridges and overpasses are going to be the most dangerous spots. Do not assume that we have gotten all the ice and snow off the roads. You need to plan ahead and allow more time as you start to make your travel plans for tomorrow, not tonight.
Thank you to Lori Ariano with KDOT making herself available for us during this major winter storm. We're going to switch to MoDOT on the Missouri side. We've got Melissa Black from MoDOT, and your crews out there working just as hard. You were talking about 29. Any development there?
We are still checking the roads and kind of waiting to hear back to see if we will be closing it further into the Kansas City region right now.
We have a scout cam image right now. I mean, you can barely see out of the camera lens right now. I mean, I can only imagine what your crews are dealing with.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy out there. It's lots of blowing snow everywhere, some definite whiteout conditions.
When it comes to treating the roads, can you kind of talk me through and our viewers through your plan of attack to get these roads at least somewhat cleared off so they're a little more safe to drive?
You know, in a storm like this, we really can only just do what we can do. You know, they're plowing like crazy. They're just running these routes as well as they can. But with the snow blowing and it coming down as fast as they can, they're just going to be driving and hitting the interstates and major routes and just doing as much as they can. But that's about all they can do right now until it kind of slows down.
Melissa Black with MoDOT, thank you to making yourself available, giving us some time this afternoon. The University of Kansas is closed tomorrow as well. Both the Lawrence and Edwards campuses are shut down. KU is citing some travel challenges across the region, as you can imagine. This is the first of what we anticipate could be multiple school closures for your Monday. We are going to keep running the crawl that's at the bottom of your screen right now as those updates come in. Make sure you stay tuned to 41 Action News for the latest. As for your road conditions, we've got interactive maps at kshb.com for both the Kansas and Missouri sides of the metro. We've got meteorologist Gary Lezak here, our chief, who's been keeping his eyes trained on this storm. Gary, what do the next few hours look like? Well,
it looks like the intensities of the snow may come down just a little bit, and then we'll see the back edge. But let me show you what's going on one more time. And you can see the band of snow from Richmond to Harrisonville is the heaviest. So this is a 1 to 2 inches per hour band, and it lasts about an hour. So you can get up to 2 inches of snow in the next hour from Grandview to Lee's Summit. And then that band will shift off to the east. Off to the north and west, the back edge is still back near Falls City, Nebraska. So that likely means 3 or 4 more hours of snow before the storm finally shuts down. And we'll know more in the next hour. So there's the back edge, but it's way out there still. So very dangerous. Please try to stay inside if you can, and we'll keep you updated. We'll have another update at 4 o'clock. Stay with 41 Action News. We'll keep you advised.